combating nutrition disinformation and general bull. It's Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another Instagram Live. And we're here today with another episode of Jimmy Rants. If you're brand new to the show, we've been doing this for a few months now, but we start off, if you go to JimmyRants.com, you'll see we start off on Instagram. So go follow me on Instagram if you're not already, at Livin' Low Carb Man on Instagram, LIVINLOWCARBMAN. And then you can watch us live, just like Tina and Beth and Kathy are all doing right now. More people are coming in as I speak. And then you can watch it on the replay for up to 24 hours. And then we pop it on over to YouTube, where I've got a lot of active people on YouTube that enjoy watching these Jimmy Rants there. And then finally, if you are the audio type, we also have a Jimmy Rants podcast, which is available on Apple Podcasts. Go leave us a review there if you like the show. It really helps out the show. So, JimmyRants.com is the website. And today, you guys, I have a doozy of a rant for you. Because last night, I had to go into a CVS store. So if you're not from America, CVS is a popular drugstore, pharmacy store, and you can get medications and get pretty much anything you would get at a store. And so I had to go get some medications for my sister who is visiting us from out of town. She left her medications at home. And so she needed like 5 pills each for while she's here. She takes a thyroid medicine and some other med of some sort. So I said, no problem. I'll go down to CVS and pick it up. So while I was waiting on her meds to get filled, I was walking around the store. And I'm always curious towards the end of the year, beginning of the year, what they put out on the store shelves for people that are desiring weight loss. Okay? So you'll notice pills, and you'll notice powders, and you'll notice all of these different kinds of things. And I saw one last night, you guys, that about made me lose my cookies, if I had cookies. It made me lose my keto cookies. Because it was called the Fat Freezer. The Fat Freezer. So it's literally this contraption that you put on your belly, and you wrap it around your waist. It's got a little elastic band and everything. And the concept is, we will freeze away your fat. I have a lot of words in the little bubble above my head right now, and I can't say them on this Instagram Live. But yes, that is the kind of stuff that's out there. Now, don't get me wrong. There is such a thing as cryotherapy. There is such a thing, what is that? Cold sculpting, cool sculpting. So I get that there are legit ways of using that kind of therapy. But for them to sell this as seen on TV style contraption that you stick on your belly to get people to fall for buying something like that, which was $40, by the way, it makes me wonder in this Jimmy Rants, why do people fall for weight loss gimmicks over real food and lifestyle changes? Now, I know a lot of it has to do with people are just totally desperate. And when I actually put this out there, I actually got this response here when I asked that exact question on a story. Somebody wrote, desperation. And yeah, desperation is a big one. And I got a lot of really interesting ones, similar ones. Somebody else said they want to avoid the real work and not change their diet. And this is a real and present problem, you guys. It's one reason I try to come on here and make eating real food so normal and having lifestyle changes be so normal, because people are so used to doing the gimmicks. They just think that's how they need to do it. But this person's right. They want to avoid the real work and not change. Another person wrote, what you put in your mouth is one of the hardest ways to do it. Real change is hard. And she's right. people don't want to put in the effort to make the changes. But in a way, how is putting what you put in your mouth, how is that harder than taking some desperate pill, putting on some ridiculous type of contraption that shows that you're going to, freeze your body fat and you're going to somehow lose it that way? Someone else said they want a quick and easy fix where they don't have to put in the work, and that is at the heart of this. This is why people fall for the weight loss gimmicks over real food and lifestyle changes. They want a shortcut. They want to see, oh, well, I can game the system. I don't have to eat real whole foods that nourish my body. I'll just put on this little fat freezer on my belly, and in 30 days, I'll lose 1,000 pounds and I'll be all healthy again. That kind of mentality just gets me every time. Or how about this one? Quick fix, don't have to put in any effort at all. And see, to me, that's lazy. To me, that's even intellectually dishonest with yourself, because you're pretending like there's no consequences at all to going through these gimmicks. Because here's what happens. Somebody will buy that fat freezer product. They'll start using it at home, and they may lose some modicum of weight only because they're pursuing being healthier. So they'll probably make somewhat healthier choices in their diet. But then at some point, they'll get hungry, they'll get frustrated, they'll get tired of putting on that little thing every day, they'll get tired of freezing their belly, and they'll throw it to the side. And what happened? They're down $40 from buying that contraption. They're frustrated that nothing works, and they just throw in the towel and do nothing until it reaches that point that they come to the next point in their life when they want to try to get serious about their health. That's what frustrates me about all these gimmicks. So if you're just joining us, I was in CVS last night, just over there, and I saw this product called a fat freezer. It literally was this contraption that you put around your belly that's supposed to freeze the belly fat so that it releases and helps you lose weight. That's what they're selling these days. And it's that kind of crap that's keeping people stuck in their weight and health being less than optimal. And what I'm trying to say is, why are we choosing those kind of gimmicks? And let me be very clear. I used to buy all of those little gimmicks. Come on, be honest with yourselves. We all did. We all did that until we became enlightened by what the power of real whole foods and lifestyle changes could do for us. So what I'm trying to do is sound the alarm and warn people that's not the way to go. You don't need to fall for the gimmicks. Just do what it takes and embrace something that will be enjoyable. I think this is why people turn to these kind of products. They've been so frustrated by weight loss diets because they've all been predicated on low fat. And so when you eat low fat, you eat low calorie, you're hungry, you're irritable, your body's not getting basic building blocks it needs for good brain health, and so many other things that you feel desperate. Come to the dark side, my peoples, because keto will solve a lot of those problems of hunger and not feeling well. So look into a low-carb, high-fat, ketogenic diet. I wrote a famous book about it called Keto Clarity if you want to learn more, but you don't have to fall for a fat freezer to wrap around your belly. You don't have to take Dexatrim pills or whatever other diet pill potions. I even heard a commercial on the radio this morning that they're selling protein in a pill. So they have protein in a pill, no sugar, no carbs, no fat. It's just pure, clean protein. And I'm going, protein in a pill? Just eat some eggs. Have a steak. Why do we have to put real whole foods in some pill form? Let's get away from the gimmicks and let's choose real whole foods and lifestyle changes instead. All right, I want to see what you guys have to say. Welcome in, welcome in. Hello, Corona. Thanks for being here. Hello, Tina. Thanks for being here. Kazan Chick from Canada. Thanks for being here. Good morning from Arkansas. Hello, Joette. Hello, Brittany. Thank you for being here. Beth says, keto feels pretty effortless to me, just a learning curve in the beginning. Yeah, this is the thing. When you learn that you don't really need bread, and you don't really need pasta, and you don't really need sugar in your life, keto becomes pretty darn easy, especially when you realize, oh, I didn't have to give up my fat. I can still eat full fats. And actually, it's encouraged to eat fat, butter and lard and coconut oil and all these really healthy fats. It's pretty amazing. Hello from Turkey. Thanks for being here, Angel's Lifestyle Choices. L. Andrew says, yes, it's a question of discipline, whether it's in school, job, housekeeping, or diet. People are naturally lazy, and they want the benefit without the effort. You know, as somebody that was labeled that a very long time ago, that I was a lazy person, and you guys know how hard I work even now, I don't always buy into that people are lazy. I just don't think they realize how much oomph they have within them. And so failing to recognize that could be described as lazy. I would just say, I don't think people have spoken life into those people enough and encouraged them and given them kind of a gentle nudge, not a kick in the crotch, because that's what they've gotten most of their life. As somebody who's been there and been through that, I felt like I got a big kick in the crotch by a lot of people and never really been given a good, gentle push in the right direction. And if people were pushed in the right direction and given a little bit of encouragement that they have it within themselves to make a change and to do it the right way without gimmicks, I think most people would succeed. If it came in a box or a pill, everyone would be thin. Yes, Sue B367, exactly. There's so many companies making billions upon billions of dollars cumulatively off of this whole notion of, oh, help people lose weight quick. I want to see a company brag about being the one that says, we want to help you lose weight loss slow, because slow is the healthy way to go. Seriously. Hello, Jesse. Thanks for being here. Hello, Lindy. Mutter Lori says, some people have legit tried everything there is, and it hasn't worked, so they're desperate. Hopefully 2019 is their year to find keto and the right information about keto and not the fake Nutri-Slim. Yeah, yeah, don't get me started on that one again. So, and that phrase, I've tried everything. I'm a little tired of that one, and let me tell you why, because I used to say that in interviews. Oh, before I found low-carb keto, I tried everything. I didn't really try everything. I didn't lop off my leg to see if I could lose weight. By the way, you will guaranteed lose weight if you chop off your leg. Just thought I'd let you know that as a PSA. But yeah, I'm just... some of those phrases that we use fall off the wagon. I've tried everything and everything failed. I think we talk ourselves into falling for these weight loss gimmicks when we do that. So when you think you're at your wit's end and you're at that desperate point, that's what makes you choose all of these gimmicks, like the fat freezer thing that I'm talking about here today, but really any gimmick when it comes to weight loss. And so I would like to reframe it as, you know what, I just haven't found what works for me yet. And that's where keto can come into play for a lot of people, but even keto won't necessarily be the end result for everybody. So find what works for you, and you just haven't found what works for you yet. Kazan Chick says, people think it's too hard to go low carb. 2 women friends said that to me just last night. Instead, they want to try Weight Watchers in January because you can eat everything. Well, Kazan Chick, that is a statement by an addict. Because I'm assuming by everything they're referring to bread and pasta and starchy foods, and just as long as you eat in moderation, they'll have some modicum of success on Weight Watchers. I will predict this now. They will have some modicum of weight loss success on Weight Watchers, but it won't last. And I hate to say that because I want to see people succeed and I want to see people do well. It won't last because they'll be hungry. it won't last because their health markers will not actually get that much better. And a year from now, you'll be having the same conversations with them, and maybe they'll be ready then. But again, this is a whole nother Jimmy Rants. You got to let people get to where they're ready to embrace it and do it, and then be there for them. Dexatrim, I forgot about those. Yeah, Joette, I'm dating myself because back in college, I used to take Dexatrim pills thinking that was the answer, not realizing I didn't need all that. I remember liquid protein diets from the 70s, very dangerous. Yeah, Nancy, Virginia Beach, there was this trend, yeah, back in the, well, I was a little baby and a kid in the 70s, but yeah, they used to push that. What was it? The Stillman diet, I think, was very high in protein, low fat, and even low calorie. It was very, very dangerous. Gerald says, yeah, you're right. Eat low-carb meals with a good amount of fat and protein to satiety, fat loss at its best for long-term. And even beyond the fat loss, Gerald, I would say health gain at its best. Because when you eat this way, you lower blood sugar, you lower insulin levels, you lower inflammation levels. All of those things are at the heart and the root of disease. You make those things better, and you can't be diseased. It doesn't matter what you weigh. So you could still have weight on your body and have all of those health markers get in order. You're healthy. Now, obviously, you want to try to deal with the weight, something that I constantly am working on myself. But as long as the health markers stay in order, that is the main point of this whole discussion. They're not lazy, just misinformed or misled. Yes, Lori, indeed. And yeah, I'm just not a fan of this mantra and the stereotype that fat people are lazy. I don't believe that in my heart of hearts. Some, yes. So don't get me wrong. Some, sure, they want to take the easy way out. But as someone who's been 410 pounds, I can tell you, in my head, I wasn't lazy. In my head, I had tried most things that I had heard would work for weight loss, and they did not work over the long term. In my head, I wanted to feel good more than I wanted to look good or have good health markers. And of course, a lot of that was my age when I was gaining the weight. I was in my 20s. When I turned to my early 30s, it's like, oh, the big 3-0, I need to do something. And that's probably what helped me more than anything become successful at not just the weight loss, but changing the mindset about food. Was 30 hit, and at 32 was when I started. I knew I needed to do something sooner than later, or I would follow everybody in my family that had died early. I had two grandfathers, both on my dad and my mom's side, both died in their 50s. My dad had a heart attack at 48 and 50, and then quintuple heart bypass surgery at 54. My brother Kevin had several heart attacks. They ended up having to have a pacemaker put in, and then or defibrillator put in, sorry. And he was only 32, and then he died at 41. So I'm sitting there watching like all the men in my family, and I'm going, that's me if I don't change. And so that's kind of what propelled me to want to make that change once I turned 30. If you want to be lazy, eat keto. Jesse, I like your thinking. If you want to be lazy, just eat keto. You don't need to eat 6 times a day. It takes very little effort. And then you do this funny thing called fasting, or you're just not eating at all. It's such a lazy diet. I love it. I tried the Atkins diet and wish I knew then what I know now. Keto flu got me and I gave up. Fast forward to today. Just add salt for that headache. Life in Pix 50. Yes. And there's a company called Keto Vitals, you guys. If you go on Amazon, you can actually find them. But they have a really great electrolyte supplement, which gives you more than just the sodium, the salt. It gives you potassium and magnesium and all the electrolytes. And I really like that company, so go check them out. Hello. Beth says, I arrived at work, but here's a story. I worked with a girl who took Dexatrim, came down with a sinus infection, and also took Sudafed at the same time, and the combo caused a stroke, and she's paralyzed. Oh, my goodness. Thank you for sharing that. Paralyzed on one side of her body for life. She was just 19 years old. Wow. Gerald says, yes, some people thought keto was a fad. They saw my before and after and was like, hey, what do you know about keto or that low carb thing? So now people nickname me the Low Carb Man. Hey, that's my name. But you can borrow it. I love it, Gerald. That's awesome. Don't get me wrong, some really lazy, big way, just some. I stay away from it. No point explaining anything. Will put my energy when it's needed or welcomed. And Kat, that's exactly my philosophy, is I don't really talk about keto or nutrition or health unless someone asks me about it. And maybe that's a whole nother Jimmy rant about how you talk to somebody who's in a situation where you know they could stand to learn from what you could share with them about diet and health. But if you're not asked, you can't really tell. And I so bad want to scream at anybody. I want to like stand in the CVS next to that fat freezer gimmick product that I talked about here today. I want to stand next to that. And if somebody picks it up and tries to go and buy it, I want to go, no, but I won't do that because that just wouldn't be couth. All right, guys, that's what I wanted to share with you here today on this Jimmy Rants. And the bottom line is you're going to see a lot of gimmicks at the end of the year and early into next year where people will fall for weight loss gimmicks galore. And they will choose that over real food and lifestyle changes. And we have to somehow, some way, make real food and ketogenic choices if that's what they choose to do, and doing a regular exercise routine, and doing all these extra lifestyle things, optimizing their sleep, getting stress under control. We need to help them understand those things are a whole lot more effective than all of the gimmicks combined that they would ever try. It's hard to not share when all your co-workers signed up for Weight Watchers for the new year. Well, Lori, here's what you do. If all of them signed up for Weight Watchers, they're going to have some modicum of success, great. But at some point, they're going to get frustrated with it. They're going to drop out of the program. And who are they going to go to because you are living healthy keto? It's going to be you. You're going to be their guru. You're going to be the person that they go, oh my gosh, how are you not frustrated with your diet? And that's when you can say, I stopped dieting. I'm living now. I'm living La Vida low carb. You could say that. You could say I'm eating keto and I'm doing well. I'm thriving, and talk about the food you eat and how you feel and all the changes. That's what's going to change for them. It's hard to fight my helping nature. Well, yeah, we all want to help. Yes, Keto Healing Coach mentioned Slim Fast. When I was in the 11th grade, all I did was drink Slim Fast with whole milk. My dad owned a restaurant at the time, and I'd go in the restaurant, I'd grab some whole milk, and I'd get a little shaker bottle, and I'd shake it up, and I'd drink that nasty tasting, fibery, poopy doopy mess, and I'd get to school, and I'd have a salad for lunch, and then I'd come home, and I'd have some lean meat and vegetables, and yeah, it was horrible, horrible. All right, guys, that's it for this episode of Jimmy Rants. As always, go to jimmyrants.com, and you'll see how it works. We start off on Instagram Live, and you'll see I did something different today. I actually threw up on Insta Stories what we were going to talk about here today, and I got several people to respond, and I was able to show those on the camera for people watching on Instagram. So, we may start doing that as part of this too. So we throw it up on Instagram, the question, and then we do a live. So go follow me, you guys, at Livin' Low Carb Man, LIVINLOWCARBMAN on Instagram. Then you can watch it for up to 24 hours on replay if you don't join me live like all these people. And then we pop it over onto YouTube so that you can watch all the past episodes, and then the Jimmy Rants podcast. Hey, I need a favor, guys. If you love this show, please, please, please go to Apple Podcasts and write a review of the Jimmy Rants podcast. I need a bunch of reviews there. As someone who's podcasted for a very long time, reviews are the lifeblood of a podcast, and so along with listens. So if you'll go write us a review, that would really help me out. Again, you guys, all of this at jimmyrants.com. So until next time, we'll see you then.